Hello and welcome to I Love the Library. My name is Greta Gook and I am your library director here at the Detroit Lakes Public Library. Today I am joined by your library board president, Connie Wood. Connie, thank you so much for being here.
Glad to be here.
To start with, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My husband and I are retired teachers from here in Detroit Lakes, so we've lived here for more than 30 years, raised our daughter here, and we've retired here. We're not snowbirds. I love the snow and great time for reading and baking and playing piano and games and puzzles, all those cozy things. So That's how we enjoy the area.
Yeah, I love it. And do you remember when you first started coming to the DL Public Library?
I think I first started coming here with our daughter when she was really young to the summer programs and the reading times.
Oh, awesome.
Very fun.
Yes. So you've served on the library board since September 2020 and as the library board president since May 2021. You have also recently been appointed to the Lake Agassiz Regional Library Board as the Detroit Lakes representative. Could you tell us a bit about what you have learned so far from serving on both of these boards and the purpose of them?
Sure. I have learned so many things and been so surprised. So the first thing that really surprised me is this library building is owned by the city of Detroit Lakes. They're responsible for its upkeep and maintenance. And I think that goes back to the fact that it was a Carnegie library and completed in 1913. And part of that deal was that the city had to donate the property and then manage the building. We were one of 65 Carnegie libraries built in Minnesota, so that's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Other things that I've learned, so there's a lot of layers, I would say, and the board here is really an oversight advisory board, and we do make recommendations to the city. One of the big things recently was the community needs assessment that the city funded, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's one of the things. As far as the Lake Agassiz Regional Library, I just had a book here that I pulled off the shelf, but you've probably noticed when you check out a book it says Lake Agassiz Regional Library. Well, Lake Agassiz is in charge of the collection. So these books are all owned and managed collectively within the counties that are included in the regional library. Another thing is, I have some notes so I don't want to miss anything. They are also an oversight of personnel, policy, and procedures. So those items are all consistent throughout all the libraries in the 5-county northwestern Minnesota area.
And that's the Lake Agassiz
That's the Lake Agassiz Regional Library.
Yes, thank you.
So a couple other things I learned. I knew that when I first moved to town that this library had been expanded and opened in 1989. So if you kind of think about when it was built in 1913, there were about 3,000 people that lived in Detroit Lakes.
Man.
And the train came through, the depot was here, the Holmes Theater was here, but I'm sure it was a much quieter kind of place, and the library was so important to get equal access to books and education for the people living here in this rural area.
Absolutely.
So think in 1989, the library was expanded so that it could provide more services. And then if you think in 1961 is when the Lake Agassiz Regional Library was organized, and I believe that came through the state of Minnesota. The legislature set that up. And it was really to extend library services throughout the 7-county areas.
And that's still what we do.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I like to kind of talk a little bit about the olden days when it was first started, and think about right now how important all of the services are that the library has. Internet access. And internet's so important for education, applying for jobs, connecting with your friends, just learning about the world. In addition to the books and the puzzles and all of the social activities that are offered here at the library. It's a great place.
Oh, thank you, Connie. Well, what's the best book you've read recently?
I could only bring a couple. So right now, I'm going to really talk about Horse. It's by Geraldine Brooks. And she has won some awards. People of the Book is one of hers, and March. But Horse is about a racehorse in the Civil War era, and then it goes back and forth between that era and then the times right now.
That sounds so
Contemporary
good.
times. So that is just really a great book.
Ooh, that sounds good. And finally, why do you love the library?
During the pandemic, when we couldn't come in the library, I was returning a library book one day in the drop slot, and I opened it and I could smell the library. And I so missed it. But what I miss are the people. Think of all the opportunities here to come and talk books, come to library club, come to the book club. There's all sorts of speakers, and there's a jam session, once a month. There's so many things to do here and so many interesting people to connect with. That's what I love about the library.
Oh, thank you, Connie.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you for being here today on I Love the Library. Thank you for watching, and we hope we see you soon at the Detroit Lakes Public Library.